Hey y'all, this is the Yarn Everywhere podcast, episode 18. And I can't wait to show y'all what I'm working on and some things that I have coming up. So I'm just going to jump right in and share with y'all the whips that I'm working on. I'm working on a fun basket pattern. I think I'm going to frog this and make it a little bit smaller. I'm not really crazy about the bottom, but I didn't realize that until I made it this far. I'm like, really? So here we are. But here's the first draft of it. And y'all, I really wanted to be lazy because I didn't want to double strand the cotton, but it's kind of floppy. I guess you can't really see that. It's kind of floppy. So I'm like, you know what? I don't need to be lazy. Um, but I use the same idea for this one as this one, and look at like how big it is. So with the double stranded cotton, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to, I know what I need to do differently. So I will be frogging that and working that up again. And I'm really excited because I have something coming for this. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't want to ruin any surprises. So that is something that I'm working on. And I'm working on knitting my second sock. So the thing about knitting these socks is I really don't know what I'm doing. And I need to be able to like sit and just focus on that. Like it's one of those projects like I'm not comfortable yet to like put down and then go do something and come back. So I'm having a hard time finding time to do it. Um, so here is my little bitty sock that I'm working on now. Um, and I'm completely obsessed with knitting socks. I finally learned the magic loop. I did not want to learn the magic loop. I was like, look, it took me forever to learn to knit or to work up the courage to teach myself to knit. And then it was like all these projects I wanted to start needed the magic loop. I'm like, no, I am not learning something else. Like I learned to knit. I don't want to sit here and try to learn magic loop. I'm so bad. So anyways, I put it off and put it off. And finally with the socks, I'm like, I really need to learn the magic loop, or I was going to have to buy some like 9-inch circulars. And I really try to just like work with what I have. And I'm like, look, I already have this. I've been told over and over again, the magic loop isn't that bad. And to just give it a try. So, and I've even had some of my sweet friends like show me how to do it. So I bit the bullet and did it. And here's another sock that I'm working on. So y'all, this yarn that I'm using for my sock, it is from Leap of Faith Yarns on Instagram, and she has an Etsy shop. She dyes some absolute beautiful yarn. And y'all, she sent me this yarn when she found out that I was knitting socks for the first time. So that is why I quickly put this yarn aside. And so here's another sock that I started. I cannot tell you how many times I started and stopped this. But finally, I'll show you next that I finally finished my first sock. So, hey Judy, hey Amanda, hey Rakina. Okay, I think that's nope, I have one more whip to show you and then I'll show you what I finished. Judy, I'm pretty excited about the basket too. So I know I've been showing y'all for weeks now the sassy wrap, but look how much progress I've made. So excited. So I feel like I'm almost there and I'm really excited about this. This will be like my first design with sock weight yarn. I don't even know who I am right now. And I'm really excited. And then I'm going to switch gears and design it with DK weight too. And I think I showed y'all last week the colors that I'm going to do. So I can't wait to get that done. So, I'm just like one project after another over here. All right. So now we'll get to finished whips. It's just one. Don't get excited. It's just one. Here's my sock. Isn't it pretty? I'm so excited. So I did weave in the end from the toe, but I haven't done this one yet, so I've got to weave that in. And then I showed my friend Cheryl, um, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, now you just need some, like, knit blockers and stuff like that." I'm like, "I didn't even think about blocking socks." I'm like, "Goodness gracious." I didn't know what I was getting into, but now I've, like, been bit by the knitting sock bug, if it's such a thing, and I feel like I can't go back. So, I'm gonna be looking into getting some sock blockers soon. So that's all the like craziness that I have going on over here. And y'all, I cannot wait to finish this set of socks, finish my other set of socks, and then I'm going to try my hand at using actual sock weight, the fingering weight yarn, because I just love the feel of it. But I'm so glad that my friends talked me into doing DK weight first because they're like, look, there's techniques that you use when you're knitting socks that you don't use anywhere else, and you're going to want bigger yarn. And I'm so glad I wasn't stubborn and I listened because they're so right. Like sock weight, if I would have had to frog as many times as I did with sock weight, I would have given up. But I want to say this is the first time that I've ever had to like frog a project over and over again that I didn't actually get frustrated. It was just so fun to me that I didn't mind having to frog it. So there's that. Um, all right, so I'm gonna show y'all what I got in this week. It's not much, it's just one thing, but it's pretty awesome. Erica, you're so funny. I've heard that over and over again. Um, yes, Rakina, that's what I'm going to get is some of the inserts. Yeah, so I don't have to pin. Oh, Judy, you are so funny. I know for a minute, like when I first started knitting the socks, I'm like, everybody is getting a pair of socks for Christmas. And the third time that I frogged it, I'm like, nobody's getting a pair of socks for Christmas. I may not even get a pair. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let me show y'all what I got in. My friend Cheryl over at Hypnotic Yarns has a hand-dyed yarn subscription box, and she sent me her May box, and I'm pretty excited about it, so I'm going to show y'all. And the theme this month is, I'm going to butcher this, avocado. How cute, like avocado and cardio. Like I think I said it correctly, but in my brain, it wants something else wants to come out. So there is this super cute enamel pin. Like, how cute is that? A little avocado holding a heart. Like, so cute. And then a cute stitch marker. And I love this too because it's like a avocado, wow. With like a headband on, like it's working out. It's just so cute. So so that's adorable. And then look how cute this Notions pouch is. And it's little avocados working out. Y'all, I just have to say, like, I love how put together her boxes are. Like, everything is, like, on point and on theme, and it's so cute. It's like, part of me is like, I wanna be like Cheryl when I grow up because I feel like my Yarn Club boxes have come a really, really long way. Like, there's a theme now and stuff like that, but not every item is, like, on point like that. Like, they're fun items, but there's a general theme, and the items go with the theme. Um, but man, she just puts all this stuff together so well. So I'm just tickled to death about getting a box. So now let me show y'all the yarn. Are you ready? How pretty is that? Like soft green. And y'all know I'm not a very big fan of yellow, but I am digging that. And I think these will make some really pretty socks. Like, I'm going to have to start doing something with my sock weight yarn because I'm going to end up having way more sock weight yarn than I do worsted or DK. So Cheryl is absolutely awesome, so talented. And I love that we both just have different tastes, like in yarn. And I still love what she does. And I really enjoy her boxes. So I'm just like, is this how my Yarn Club members feel? Like, this is awesome. I had walked down. I like to walk my driveway when the weather's nice, and my driveway is like a quarter of a mile long. So I had walked down my driveway and I was like, I'll check the mail while I'm here. Y'all, I walked back home with that box in my arms so quick. I was like, I cannot wait to get home and open this thing. So it's just so much fun. Okay. So that's all the fun stuff that I got in this week. Well, I got some more fun stuff in. I got May's, well, most of May's extra goodies for the yarn club in. And I thought the box that I got in was all of May's. And then I got to looking at my notes and I'm like, ooh, some of this is actually June's. And more of May's is on its way. It should be here later this week. So I'm having a lot of fun going through all of that and picking some stuff out for me. So in more yarn news, I have a lot of fun stuff coming this month. It is the ALC Yarn Club's second birthday. Like, how crazy is that? Like, anytime I think about it, I just get teary-eyed because I just cannot believe that it's 2 years, and I just remember, like, how scared I was starting. I mean, I was excited too, but there was just so much I felt like I didn't know, and my yarn club members have just been amazing, on this journey and helping me grow the yarn club and just make it better and better every month. So, one of the things that I'm gonna do is I think it was almost 2 years ago, I come out with a colorway called Birthday Party, and it's all speckles, and it's like it starts out with, like, a pink, and we have aqua. What else do we have? We have a purple, a really pretty blue, and then a little bit of yellow at the end. So it's all speckles, and it just makes me think of a birthday party. So I have had some requests for that, and I decided to dye up several batches of birthday party yarn, and I'm going to have some birthday party mystery bags coming soon. So that'll be fun. Oh, Rakina, thank you. So that is going to be fun. And that's why I have wet hair right now, because I actually got up this morning and dyed 5 pans of birthday party yarn and some more yarn. And I'm really excited about that. So fingers crossed that the weather will be nice this afternoon and I'll be able to get out there and wash it and go ahead and get it dry. And so I can have pictures up and those listings up soon. And then in more yarn news, I am dyeing some sock sets. I think I might have shown y'all this last week, but I don't think they weren't twisted up. So I'm really excited. And I am putting together like a PDF of recommended sock patterns for crocheters and knitters, and with a variety of different yarn weights too. So there's going to be something for everybody, because now that I am making socks, I want everybody to. Come on, friends, join me. I might be a little bit of an enabler. So I thought it'd be really fun to put together some sock sets. I will have one 20-gram mini to go with the sock weight and the DK weight. Sadly, I'm out of my worsted weight, so the worsted weight won't have a mini, but you also have the option if you just want one and you don't want the little mini to go with it. So I'm just going to try to like make everybody happy. So this is one of the colorways, and the mini that is going to go with it is, see that bright blue speckle? It's going to be very similar to that. So I think that'll be fun. And let me show you the other color option. Y'all will not be surprised at all. How pretty. Look at these speckles. So pretty. And I even got brave and did some like bright green speckles. I don't know if you can see it. But I am going to get pictures of these today, again, if weather permits. We've just been having some like stormy weather. Well, it won't actually storm. It'll like thunder, rain a little bit, and then it gets sunny. And it's really annoying because it's triggering my migraines, and I've had migraines off and on since Saturday, and ain't nobody got time for that. So here's another one. I really hope y'all can see this. So these are gonna be the 2 options, and again, like, I did the same blue for both of these because I think it'll be really pretty. Um, so those will be coming soon, and let me see. Oh, I forgot to tell you that to celebrate the Yarn Club's 2nd birthday, I did open a few spots to the Yarn Club this month. Um, because I pre-order all of the extras, I have to be really careful and I have to limit the amount of spots just because I don't want somebody to join and then I don't have any extras for them. Or I'm just like, "Oh, hey, I'm so happy you joined, but it's gonna be late because I don't have any extras." So, I have to be really careful about that. So there are a few spots left, and if you want to join, it is not too late. I will be closing the doors on Friday. But you can just go to ALC Yarns, and up at the top, there's a little menu, and you can click on Yarn Club and come join the fun. I feel like the Yarn Club is a little bit different. The boxes are geared towards crocheters because one of the reasons I started dyeing yarn is because I could not find hand-dyed yarn for crocheters, and I wanted worsted weight. I was like, "I'm not using small yarn. I'll never use small yarn." Never say never. Um, but that's why I started the club. So, knitters are welcome. Y'all come on in. I offer sock weight, and I am learning to be a knitter myself, so knitters are welcome. Um, and it's just so much fun. It's not just yarn. There's also a community that comes with it, and I feel like we're all friends, and even new people jump in, and I feel like they even just feel like home. It's fun because we can all, like, jump in and chat and share our whips, ask questions. I don't know, I just love it. It's just such a great uplifting environment. So we would love to have you, and I said way more than what I wanted to, um, but I felt like it was important to just really, like, tell you that it's not just hand-dyed yarn delivered. It's it's a community too. Okay, so I think that is all the yarn news. I may have told y'all last week that the May's theme is boho, and I can't decide. I feel like for me, boho is when I think of boho, I think different. I think outside of the box, eccentric, earthy, what else? Like, they're okay with not going with the norm. Um, so I as much as I kinda wanna do some earthy colors, I just don't know if I could do it. So I feel like it's gonna be boho with my spin on it. So we'll see. I'm not gonna talk any more about that because then I'll end up here telling y'all colorways and stuff or, like, the ideas that I have. But I've got to start dyeing the yarn. I'm probably gonna start dyeing boho month tomorrow. So we'll see what comes out of my crazy brain. But I'm just excited. We've already started a couple of giveaways inside the yarn club, and we're gonna definitely have yarn and some furls crochet hooks and a furls crochet gift card and some stitch markers. It's just gonna be a lot of fun this month. So um Amanda, me too. I am so tired of the weather. Thank you, Rakina. And that's what I really wanted because I know as when I started crocheting, like, I felt so alone and I had so many questions and nobody to talk to. And, my husband, he listens and he he wants to care about yarn and he wants to care about crocheting, but it's just like he's just he jokes with me all the time. He's like, "Yarn, yarn, 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 yarn." That's all I hear. And I'm like, "I'm sorry, but it's important to me." Um, so I was always looking for a community and so I'm glad that we have that inside the yarn club too. And I think that's all that I have for y'all this week. So I had an idea. I have a lot of people reach out to me, and they're like, "Oh, your yarn is so pretty," but I wouldn't know what to make with it. And I'm like, I remember thinking that. So I am putting together some pattern recommendations for hand-dyed yarn, specifically crochet, because I feel like hand-dyed yarn's been a thing in the knitting world for a lot longer than, the crochet world. And just tips that I have learned for finding patterns that really, show off the hand-dyed yarn, because there's nothing that that makes me more sad when I'm, like, crocheting with some, like, speckled yarn or something, and then I go back over the next row and I cover up, like, a pretty pop of color or a pretty speckle like that. So I'm gonna put together a blog post and probably a YouTube video too. Um, the adult in me wants to be like, "Oh, I'll have a YouTube video that's, like, all put together and pre-recorded and all of that." Um, but then the creative in me and my ADHD side is probably like, "You know what? It's probably gonna be a live video, and we're just gonna go with the flow." So that's probably what's gonna happen, but we'll see. So then I'll have the blog post that will kind of be like, more laid out and together and have, pattern recommendations, and I think that'll be a really good way to, like, kind of, show off some other designers too. So I have that coming soon. I've just got to get organized, and, I think that'll be really interesting because I'm always looking for more crochet patterns too. Most of the time, I don't have the brain power to follow somebody else's pattern, so that's why I make a lot of my own patterns. So I think it'll be kinda nice to just have, like, a go-to, um, and I wanna share with y'all. So oh, thank you, Shaylin. You are so sweet. I have a hard time trying not to keep my yarn. Oh, Amanda says she is 6 rows away from finishing her Brecken triangle cowl. Yay! The Brecken triangle cowl was the crochet along, that we had in the yarn club last month, and I think that I'm going to do a public crochet along, but here's the story. This month is the yarn club's birthday, so we're gonna party hard. And I already showed you the sock sets that I have coming, and then I'll have the birthday mystery bags. So I think the crochet along is going to be more like in June. Oh, and also my mom is coming the Thursday before Memorial Day. And then we are going to go up home. Well, I say up home. Up home would be Northern Illinois, but we're actually going to Wisconsin to my uncle's house, and all of her brothers will be there and their kids, and we're going to have like a big family get together. And then we'll come back probably like that Monday or Tuesday, and then she'll be here the rest of that week. So I'm taking that time off. So I don't want to like amp up this crochet along and then just ghost everybody. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to come in June. So we'll see. But I've had a lot of people reach out wanting the yarn that I used for the one that I designed. So we may have some kits too. I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what you think. But I really had fun with the crochet along in the yarn club, and I really, really enjoyed seeing everybody's Brecken cowl, and I feel like everybody else enjoyed it too. So, um, so that's all. That's all that I have for y'all this week. Just a bunch of craziness and half finished projects. So I've got to get in gear and get to dye and yarn and and get pictures taken and all of that stuff. So hopefully after today, the weather will just like go away and be nice and sunshiny, and I won't have any more migraines. All right, so I am going to close with some momentum moments. And I just want to, I'm going to try to close every podcast with some type of like encouragement or motivation. And on Monday in my Makers Momentum coaching group, I talked about what it really means to show up as authentically you, because it's something I say all the time is like, be authentic to you. And sometimes people are like, okay, but what do you mean? Um, and there's so much to it. Like I went like an hour and a half talking about it. So I'm going to hit the highlights here. Okay. Um, I think the most important thing of that is that knowing who you are isn't what you do. Don't tie your worth to what you do, because so many people are like, well, who are you? And you're like, well, I'm a wife, I'm a crocheter, I'm a yarn dyer. But that's what you do. That's not who you are. Um, and so that was one of the things I was just like, knowing that you are not what you do is super, super important. And like the qualities that make up who you are, they will show up in what you do. Um, and in each of your roles, and that combination is what makes you stand out. So, like, for instance, like, each of my roles, like, who I am, I mean, I'm bad about talking about myself, but I feel like in every one of my roles, like, I have compassion, I'm funny, I like to make people laugh, I'm honest, I'm loyal. And so that's what I mean, like, I try to show up online that way too. And, it was really hard for me at first to put myself out there, and I tied so much of who I am into what I do, and so if I got, like, a negative comment, it was so heartbreaking, and I feel like that's why it's so important to not tie your worth to your products or to your likes and comments on Facebook, because you're more than that. And so that is part of what I mean about being, authentic to you. Um, because I feel like we can hold ourselves back from putting ourselves out there because we're scared of that negative. We're scared of what people are going to say. Um, and this is the thing, we all know what feedback is. It's opinions. Some matter, some don't. And so I feel like when we can come from a place like we know who we are, um, we're okay with posting pictures of our makes and things like that. And it's not as detrimental to our self-esteem when somebody says something negative. It's so much easier to deal with it. And it slowly evolves over time. So I just want to encourage you to don't hesitate. If you want to show something that you crocheted and you're just like, oh my goodness, what if somebody hates it? What if this? What if that? Just do it. Because this is the thing, when you show up and you're authentic to you, you're going to attract the right people to you, and you're going to attract the people that are going to lift you up, and they're going to encourage you, and you can build deeper relationships like that. So that is why I feel like it's so important. And again, like, I'm so passionate about this, and I can go on and on and on. But that's just what I want to leave with y'all with today. Wow, I get tongue tied. Um, is that you are more than your product. You're more than the number of followers you have on Facebook. Um, and so don't be afraid to just know who you are and show up and let people see your personality. And that is something I feel like I've really stepped into this year, is like doing reels and stuff. Like, I let people kind of see that I am goofy and I am a hot mess, and I'm okay with that. And I love to make people laugh. And I'm the type of girl that doesn't like to weave in my ends, and I will just show people that. Like, I'll just tuck them in and go. So, anyways, I hope that this encourages you and just helps you feel better about yourself, because you're amazing. And I hope that y'all have a wonderful week. And hey, Jess, thank you for watching. Okay, y'all, I hope that y'all have a wonderful week. And until next time, happy crocheting. Bye, y'all.